Hello, guys. I'm Timothy Earle with Earle Sports Bets, and welcome back to another edition of Ballin' Out. This is going to be a fun one, and we're going to be talking. It's going to be a longer balling out because we're going to be talking over the NBA playoffs. I'm going to go over each round. I'm going to even go over the playing games, who I think wins those. Round 1, round 2, Eastern and Western Conference Finals, and who's going to win the NBA Finals this year. So this one will be a little bit of a longer video. So we're just going to jump right into it. Obviously, if you guys can, follow the social media links, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Let's jump into it. We'll start in with the play-in games for the Western. We're going to start with the Western Conference, and then I'm going to end up pausing, and we're going to end up going into the Eastern Conference, and then we'll talk about the finals. We'll start off with the Western play-in games and what's going to happen with those. And boom, I got the Pelicans over the Lakers in the first game. About even money to start off that one. I got the Kings over the Warriors. If it was in Golden State, maybe a different story. And then I got the Kings over the Lakers. I just think that this Kings team is going to be able to go in there and take down two of the teams that have been in the play-ins or playoffs for a while. I just don't think it's their year with the Warriors and the Lakers. I was low on them all year. I was high on the Kings coming into this year. We're going to go ahead and grab the Kings to make it in as the 8th seed, which will bring us to our playoffs. Here are all the teams that will be in the playoffs in the Western Conference. We'll start with Oklahoma City and Sacramento. And I'll be honest, I have two futures in the Western Conference that are alive. And one of them is Oklahoma City to win the NBA Finals at 80-1. The other one is these guys right here. We'll talk about them in a minute. But I think Oklahoma City takes care of business against Sacramento. Sacramento would have to have gone through two road games actually a home game against the Warriors, a road game against the Lakers, but two playing games in order to play against Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is going to be dangerous in this playoffs, and I'll talk about more with them later on. I got Oklahoma City in 5. We'll go over to the Nuggets and the Pelicans, and this is a Pelicans team that's been really solid all year. But you guys know my opinion on the Nuggets, and I do think the Nuggets roll through this one. You're not going to see many sweeps in the first round, or you're not going to see many sweeps, period. I got 2 of them in the first round. I got the Nuggets in 4. I just think that they're going to be able to dominate on the glass with Nikola Jokic, on the wings, because Michael Porter and Jamal Murray, if they're both shooting well, it's going to be very difficult. Plus, the Nuggets kind of have the Pelicans' number, so we'll go ahead and take the Nuggets, and I think this one's going to be a sweep. We'll head over to Minnesota and Phoenix, which is going to be a really good series. Minnesota, coming into this one, they were number 3 in the West, and they're only a game behind Oklahoma City and Denver. So don't count out the Minnesota just because they dropped to a 3. That being said, I really think this Phoenix team steps up in this one. This is a Phoenix team that's very experienced, and I think they could possibly get the upper hand here. I took the Suns in this one. I think you'll end up getting some nice plus money with them. Give me the Suns in about 6 games for this one. And here's one that I know a lot of people will probably disagree with me with. We got the Clippers and the Mavericks, and I hear a lot of hype on this Mavericks team. And I'm just going to not buy it. I'm going to take the Clippers here. I'm going to take them in 7 games. I think this is going to be the best series of round number 1 for Eastern or Western Conference. That or the Knicks series that we'll talk about in a little bit. But I got the Celtics here in 7 games over the Dallas Mavericks. Now, let's head to the second round. Second round will be the Thunder and the Clippers to start it off. And with rest advantage in this one, and after playing a crazy series, I have the Thunder moving on. Once again, I'm very, very high on this Thunder team. I think they're going to have a very solid playoff run. I got them in 6 games against a Clippers team that's going to be tough to beat. And once the Clippers got in, that's all I needed. And they got home court in the first round. They're not going to get home court here. That's kind of the main thing is you got a Thunder team that was 33-8 at home this year, who's going to be very, very difficult to beat at home. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Thunder in this one. And it's kind of the similar deal in the second round with the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns. If the Suns wanted a chance in this series, kind of similar to last year, they had to have had home court. I got the Nuggets here. I think that the Suns steal either Game 3 or Game 4 in Phoenix. I think the Nuggets win the first two. They win one either Game 3 or Game 4. I could very well easily see this one being a 4-1, and the Suns win that fourth game. Nuggets had their number last year. I think they'll have their number again this year. Give me the Nuggets in 5. Which will bring us to the Western Conference Finals, which is the 1 and the 2. Yes, this is more of the chalky side, and that is fine. We'll get to the Eastern Conference side in a minute, and it won't be chalky for me. Very, very solid matchup. 57-25 on both sides. Tiebreaker went to the Thunder because of head-to-head. But when it comes to this one, this is going to be one of the best series of the entire NBA playoffs. But I got the Nuggets going back to the finals in this one. I got the Nuggets in 7. This is going to be a really, really good series. I'm not discrediting Oklahoma City in this one. I just think the Nuggets, with the experience from last year, are going to be a very, very tough out. And I'm going to be taking them in 7 games here. Now, let's go ahead and hop over to the Eastern Conference. All right, and let's get into the Eastern Conference Finals. We'll start in with the play-in games. These are the 4 seeds: Miami, Philly, Atlanta, and Chicago, 7 through 10. And boom, I got the Sixers over the Heat. Should be a good game nonetheless. But Philadelphia, the only reason why they're in the playing games is because of Joel Embiid's injury, and he was out for a while. That really dropped them in the standings. And let's be honest, they're in the 7th seed because they lost some tiebreakers to Orlando and to Indiana. There's not really anything they could have done with it, but I like the Sixers in this one to get the 7th seed. Hawks over the Bulls, kind of the battle of mediocre. I can honestly see that one going either way. And then I got the Heat over the Hawks anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The 7 and 8, basically you're just going to switch those 2 seeds around. So I got 76ers as 7. I have Miami as the 8, which sets up Miami for a first-round matchup against the Boston Celtics. This one gets ugly. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The Celtics team is really good. I think they take care of Miami easily. This is just a bad spot because Miami has to play in a playing game. Boston, it's going to be tough to knock out Boston, although we'll mention their next round matchup in a little bit. The other one we get is the New York Knicks taking on the Philadelphia 76ers, but that Sixers logo went missing. Doesn't matter anyway. I got the Knicks in 7. This is going to be another really, really good series. And the only reason I put the Knicks in here instead of the Sixers is that they're going to have home court. That's it. Honestly, you could flip it either way. You could tell me Sixers and 6. I'd be like, you know what? That makes sense too. This is one of the more flippy, floppy series for me. This one can go either way. I'm just going to go and grab the Knicks, and I'll take them in 7 games. We'll head over to the 3-6 matchup, which should be a really good one. We got the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Indiana Pacers. And call me crazy, I like the Pacers in this one. If you want to call this one the upset of the first round, that's fine. I don't believe in this Milwaukee team. They've been very mediocre since the switching coach, which I thought was stupid. And this is a Pacers team that's hungry. They performed well. One of their big problems earlier on in the year was defense. They go and they get Pascal Siakam. They look solid. I think they can make a nice run in the playoffs here. Give me the Pacers in 5 games. Let's head over to the final matchup for the first round, and it's Cleveland and the Orlando Magic. This one was separated by a game, and I looked at it. I like Cleveland. And Donovan Mitchell's got some good playoff experience. I just think this Cleveland team, Orlando's getting their feet wet in the playoffs this year. I think they can make a nice deep. I will have futures on them to make a nice deep run next year. I'll probably have them to win the Eastern Conference and that stuff next year. So they are having a really solid year, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Cavs in this one. We'll head over to the Celtics and the Cavaliers for their second round games. And this is another one where, hey, if you call me crazy for it, that's fine. I got the Cavs. I got the Cavaliers in 7. Obviously, I have futures on the Cavaliers. What was it? 18-1 to make it to the finals and 33-1 to win the finals. So I'm high on this team. And if you get the production, because this team is getting healthy, if you get the production that I expect from this Cleveland team, I think they're going to make a really deep run. I have them beating the Boston Celtics and knocking them out. I mean, there's no way the best team in the league is going to lose, right? Come on. Cavs in 7. Let's get it. Let's head over to the other matchup in the second round. And that's the Knicks and the Pacers. Knicks barely getting out of a series versus the Sixers. Obviously, these are my predictions. So in my case, I have them barely getting out of the series against the Sixers. I had the Pacers dominating the Bucks. So rest advantage, I think, is going to help them out here. I like the Pacers. Yeah, this is a Pacers team that, I mean, I was high on both them and the Kings after that trade. I think the trade that sent Sabonis over to Sacramento, brought in Halliburton, was fantastic for both sides. And I think the Pacers are going to make a nice deep run because of it. Pacers in 6 games over the New York Knicks. So how many people had this one as your Eastern Conference Finals? Pacers and the Cavaliers. I don't think a lot of people did, but that's fine. But I do think this is where the Pacers road comes to the end. I like the Cavs. Obviously, I have my futures that I'm going with. And I had them from pretty early on in the season. And I'm going to continue to ride them. I like this Cavs team. I think they have enough pieces. I think they play the right style of basketball to make a deep run in the playoffs. Give me the Cavs in 6 games. Let's head back to the finals. Denver Nuggets, Cleveland Cavaliers is my NBA Finals for this year. If you guys have watched the ESP show, you probably knew this was coming. And when it comes to it, I kind of said it after the last finals. I see the Nuggets repeating and possibly starting a really nice run where they'll be kind of similar to the Golden State Warriors, where they won a couple of championships, where they win 3 championships in 5 years or whatever it is. I think the Nuggets win the championship again. Obviously, I have their future for them to win the finals. This team just looks really good since the All-Star break, and it's going to be very difficult to beat this Nuggets team in the playoffs. Now, it won't be as dominant as it was last year, but I do think the Nuggets take care of business. Nuggets in 5 and win the NBA Finals. Now, if you guys made it this far, thank you guys. Appreciate that. Let me know who you guys have winning the NBA Finals. Make fun of my picks. I don't care. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And in terms of the playoffs, the Nuggets over the Cavs in 5 games in the NBA Finals. It's going to do it for this edition of playoffs, NBA playoffs for Ballin' Out. Thank you guys for watching, and good luck.